What's up, y'all? It's Tisha the Diva, and this is for my ladies. This is my podcast where amazing things happen and we get to talk, discuss, and celebrate real women of color. This is for my ladies is just for you. This podcast is a place where I get to highlight not only my life dreams and goals, but yours too. I believe I was called to create a platform for myself to express not only my thoughts, but those of other women that's unfiltered and untamed. I plan to talk and discuss topics that interest me and other women. I want my audience to be engaged and aware. So any topics, email them to me at tishadediva@gmail.com. What's up, y'all? Y'all already know what time it is. It's Tisha the Diva, and this is for my ladies. Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 48 of This is for my ladies, you all. First of all, like how they say, we got to pay some bills. Just let you know that This is for my ladies is streaming on 11 platforms. You can find it anywhere where you listen to podcasts. So if that's Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitchers, Radio, whatever is on 11 podcasts. All you just have to Google is This is for my ladies podcast or Tisha the Diva. And there I shall be, okay? So, last week on This is for my ladies episode, just a little recap. I talked about, I had made a video on, and I posted it on Instagram, and I just talked about, like, the Black women working and just the importance of, Black women, if they do receive their education to work for themselves or work alongside other Black women just to build up, like the Black women, the Black family, the Black community, how, we have skills, skills that we were able to trade, and then how the feminist movement came along and wanting us to, be equal when, how I feel. And just after watching plenty of documentaries, what's her name? Shara Hazara Ali. I think that's how you say it. I would hate to butcher her name like that, but Shazara Ali, that's all I'm going to say. But anyway, she speaks about the Black man, the Black woman, the Black child, the Black community, just how the Black feminist movement was just not for Black people, how it was literally for white women who wanted to be equal to their male counterparts and their men and all that stuff. And in a video I made, I was like, we were good. We were fine staying home and, feeding our families and, again, having different trades and having different skills. We were okay with being crafty. We were okay with trading with those that are, in our circle and all that stuff or whatever. No matter what it was, we were fine with trading. But again, when you introduce things into the Black community, that tears families apart, whether it's drugs, whether it's, join the military or, whatever it be. And, just, of course, I guess white people, quote unquote, air quote, being our superior and all of that stuff or whatever, it's kind of like, where does that leave us? With that being said, a couple months ago, I met my guest at a event. I can't even remember the event name, but shout out to Isha for putting on the event, and we met there. And, we had got in contact. I was supposed to have a meeting with you, didn't happen, but this is how the universe works and all that stuff, a full platform to just, talk about, finances and the importance of financial literacy within the Black community, within the Black home, as a single woman, as a single mother, in a relationship and all that stuff, just the importance of, having a life insurance plan and policy put in place. I saw that video, like, laughing at the people who ain't got no life insurance and all of that stuff. So, and then, you just said that you had a lot to say, about just the whole feminist movement and all that stuff. So I was like, come on, this is for my ladies and talk about it. And then we can still go ahead and talk about what it is that your profession is, how you got into it. So, welcoming to This Is For My Ladies is Ashanti Bennett, but I was in here saying Bennett,
Making me
okay?
sound so bougie. Making
Okay,
me sound so bougie.
Ashanti Bennett. But welcome, Ashanti Bennett, to
Thank
This Is For My
you. So
Ladies.
excited to be here.
I'm glad for you to be
Yes.
here. So, Miss Ashanti Bennett. So, just explain to the listeners, what is your profession, what it is that you do, how you came about, just kind of like the brief,
My
I
little
guess
about me.
interlude
Okay.
bio that,
Okay.
like you had explained at the event that we had went to. So,
hmm
yay.
So I am a financial educator, right? Empowerer. Just getting into the community and helping people really understand that finance is really important. Your money is super important, especially when it comes to Black people. We know how to hustle. We know how to make money, but it kind of turns out that we really don't know how to keep that money in our communities, right? We don't know how to properly invest that money. We end up making other people rich instead of keeping it in the community and making ourselves rich, right? Leaving behind that generational wealth. We end up taking care of
Absolutely.
like other people's families instead of taking care of our own.
Yeah.
So just really helping people realize the power that we have, and just helping them see that where you are does not mean that's where you have to stay.
Yeah.
And
So why is it? Because I kind of feel like the moment that people start talking about like finances
oh,
is like they
girl,
get
ooh, it's so intimate. I'm telling you,
okay.
people,
Where
finance.
does that stem from? Because I feel like it's the whole keeping up with the Joneses and not wanting to appear broke
But
or like
it's
they don't
so
have it.
yes. But the thing is, I'm telling you, the people that you think got it, they don't have it, or they're struggling just like you are, just on a
Yeah.
larger scale, right? What I found, and working with the company that I do work for is that a lot of people spend about 65% of their annual income. So whether you bring in 100,000, right, you're spending 65% of that income,
And then they have no idea where it
not no
goes.
idea where it goes, or they're in debt, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the times, I think just to go back to what you asked, where does it stem from? It's like keeping up with the Joneses. It's like I don't want to appear like I'm struggling. It's that
Yeah.
ego, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just, especially I honestly, when it comes to Black people, I'm gonna be completely transparent.
Yeah. Come on.
Like y'all be just so I don't know what it is, but it's like having another Black person help you with their finances. It's like oh no, they'd much rather or feel more comfortable going to a white person or an Asian person when it's just like, listen, I'm trying to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to sit here and educate you.
Right. I feel like that's just a thing, period, because I feel like Black people rather spend our money with somebody that doesn't look like us than to
Don't
even
treat you
just
right.
don't even treat you right. Get your shit wrong every single time, but you still go back and all that stuff. My whole thing is I rather for instead of you just write me off, read me. Like
Exactly.
read me then write me off. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely. We're a
So
lot more forgiving of other people than we are of our own people.
ourselves and
And
it's sick.
yeah, it's sad, but I can honestly say that I get a lot more positive, like especially when it comes to like the younger Black people.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to like they call us like that bridge generation, right? Where
Yes.
we kind of realize that the way shit. Oh, can I cuss? Yeah.
Girl,
Okay,
yeah,
but
this is for
okay.
my ladies. Unfiltered and
Okay,
untamed.
but just the way that shit has gone in our past, right? The way our parents did things, the way our grandparents did things, we're realizing now it's like I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. That's not cool to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're
Yeah.
really starting to realize that we can break these generational, like quote unquote curses, right? I just call them habits.
Yeah.
We break these generational
Yes.
habits,
Yeah.
and starting to realize
Because
like
that's all it is. It's all it is. It's just bad habits that we have, been passed down, that we have also even created ourselves,
yeah.
that we're just basically trying to get out
Yeah,
of.
like that past trauma, like, like just starting to really realize, like, okay, this is not working out for me. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that you can kind of see the way that your grandparents did things, the way that your parents are kind of doing things. And it's like when you start thinking about building a family or thinking about what your future is going to be, it's like, I'm not trying to repeat that, like
Yeah,
I'm not trying to deal
no.
with that, right? And then that's where you see a lot of people, getting more into their money, getting more into like mental health, financial health, those kind of things. I'm so excited for just like, like
Yes.
our generation coming up and like our kids. It's
Yeah,
about to be
because
super
I feel
lit.
like we know better, and because we know better, we're able to instill it in the generation after
Oh
us.
yeah, because I'm not playing about my baby. Like, oh, she
Yeah.
about to have it all the way together.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yes, as she should, because her mama know better. So if her
listen,
mama know better, she's gonna know better.
you have to.
So what would you say as far as like, when it comes to financial literacy, why is it so important, and why is it so important for black people to understand financial literacy? And for those people who don't even know what financial literacy is, like just break it down and
Okay.
explain it to our
So
listeners.
it's literally financial literacy is literally knowing the way that money works, right? Like I said, we know how to make money. We exchange time for money. A lot of people do, right? And that's kind of like the middle class, traditional kind of way of thinking about it. But really understanding the way in which that your money can start working hard for you.
Yeah.
That's what, the elite do, the top 10% do. And it's so important because you need money for everything.
For everything.
Like they always say, like money isn't everything, but it's right
Money
up there.
is everything, and
It's
I
right
wish
up there with
people
air. Because
come
if you
on
don't
now.
have it, guess what? You're going to feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
You're suffocating, you're choking.
dying a little
Yeah,
bit, right? And
dying.
it's super important. Like people are like, oh, why do you care so much about money? It's like what money allows you to be able to do.
Yeah.
It allows you to have that freedom, right? Like
Yes.
I always think about, when we talk about like financial freedom, right? For what that means for me, you know what I'm saying? In my household, that means the ability to do whatever I want to do and not have to worry about what another person has to say about it, right? It's literally being able to like wake up when I want to, speak to who I want to, do what I want to do, right? Do who I want to do, travel to where I want to travel to,
Yes.
and not have to worry about money. It's
Yeah.
that freedom to be able to. My daughter can pick out whatever school she wants to go to, as long as she gets in. But you don't have to worry about how we're gonna afford it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's literally the ability to be free.
How do people enter financial freedom?
It all starts with just knowing where you are right now when it comes to your finances, right? So you think about when we talk about just health in general, right? You get a checkup and you see kind of where you are, right? You see, what your stats are, all that kind of stuff. It's the same way when it comes to your finances, learning about your literal financial stats, right? What's your credit score look like right now, right? What's your actual net worth? How much debt do you have right now? And I think that's also coming into where a lot of us are starting to get, second jobs, because we're starting to realize that one stream of income isn't working out for me,
Yeah.
right? Even like a
Yes.
lot of like the high professionals, they invest, right? You understand that it's like multiple streams of income is what's going to lead you to financial freedom.
Nice.
You don't want to have all
So
your eggs
is
in
it
one
true
basket.
that a person should have, what is it, 6 or 7 streams
Oh,
of income?
yes, because if you don't, right, and there's the whole the person that controls your paycheck controls your life.
Yes.
Right? So if like I'm in the military, right? So if let's say that the military decides like, hey, Ashante, we don't need you anymore, right? And they have the ability to do that because I'm on contract, right? And I don't have another source of income, right? I don't have my ducks in a row. I don't have money saved up. What am I going to do? I'm literally like, honestly, what is it? 59% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That means you're
And
one
that's
paycheck
bad.
away
Yeah,
from homelessness.
Exactly. And there are a lot of people who are like that. And I'm glad you said that, like ducks in a row. Let's like break down like, having your ducks in a row, or just like how that term even came about.
Right. So let's just use like a random family, right?
Okay.
And they make a lot of money, right? But they're not really kind of pinpointing or realizing where they're spending their money at, right? So just in general, when it comes to people, we're like, oh, I make this much money, but then by the 15th or by like the end of the month, you're like, yo, where the hell did all my fucking money go, right? You're all over the place. So how are you ever supposed to know how it is to become like, okay, I want to become financially free, right? I want to start saving more money. I want to start investing more money, right? How are you going to ever know that if you don't even calculate how much money you spend on a day-to-day basis, right?
Yeah.
So what we do is literally kind of like help people go over their finances, and people really start to realize that they spend money on the craziest stuff and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're able to kind of do that and take the time and have that intention with everything that you do, especially with your money, that changes the game for you,
Yeah.
honestly.
Absolutely. That makes so much sense. So if somebody was to, book a consultation or come down and sit down with you, like how does that process start? Like what is it that you first look at? Like how does it start? How does a person, go about, financial freedom or, getting their ducks in a row or just even giving a fuck about their
And see,
like where does it
that's
start?
the thing. I'll say that first is I want to get to know you first
Okay.
because I need to know, like, kind of who you are, right?
Okay.
I want to know what's your passion, what moves you, right? Because people love to talk about, oh, I'm trying to get, financially ready. I care about my finances. But then when it comes time to book an appointment or it comes time to actually look at it, they don't ever have time to do it, right? Or there is, oh, I can't do this, right? So it's like if I'm about to spend my time, right,
Yeah.
doing this, I need to make sure that you care about I want to make sure you care,
Yeah.
right, about your finances and what your family's doing. But like I said, a lot of the times they're ready because they're
Yeah.
tired of just like barely making it by, trying to figure out
Girl,
what's going
I
on.
am so ready. Like, and the thing about it is, I care about my finances and it's so important. But then I'm just like,
It's not a priority, and that's because we have other stuff going on, right? And because it wasn't taught to you to be a priority.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it was for me. Like finance, we didn't talk about finance. Like it was a taboo topic in the household, right?
Yeah.
And then even when sometimes you get into relationships, people don't want to talk about money.
Let's get into
You
that
wanna talk
because
about money?
I was talking to my best friend today and I was like, I have a financial educator coming on and what I want to ask her, I was like, because I'm on a dating scene now.
Hey.
How do you have those conversations? Because I, like I was telling her, I'm a type of person be like, my credit score is this. Like, this is where I am. This is what I want to do. Like, this is where I'm trying to be. And because this is what it looks
Be
like
transparent
right
with
now.
everything.
Yeah, because some people, and how important is that in the dating world to let people, because I read an article about a gentleman who he started dating this woman, very attractive. She appeared to have her shit together. They went on like this vacation, this cruise, this wherever, Jamaica, something or whatever. And later on, he found out that she was over 30 something $1,000 in debt or whatever. And he was like, had he known that this woman was in that much debt, he wouldn't have never dated her.
That's real. You have to think about it. Like, let's say he was to get married to her, right? And then he found out that she had this debt. That's their debt now at that point. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to dating, and I'm in the dating scene as well. So it's just like
Shout out to Miss Ashante Bennett.
so when
Bennett.
it comes to just talking to a potential, person, whoever it may be, it's very important. I'm not saying like maybe the first date be like, hey, what's your credit score? But it needs to come in the topic of conversation because I need to know your mentality, right? I need to
Yeah.
know what kind of person you are. Do you take this seriously? Because I'm not dating without intention anyway. So if I don't see a future with you, right, I'm not even going to really waste my time with you, just to be
Right.
honest with you. But when it comes to finance, like I said, that's an important topic. That's why a majority of people get a divorce is because of finance, right? So if you have horrible spending habits, right, and you don't care about your credit score, you don't care about anything, you're about to bring me into your life, you're now making me have that responsibility. And that just shows that you don't give a fuck about me, honestly.
Yeah.
So, some people feel like, oh, that's not a big deal. For me personally, oh, that's a fucking big deal. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a fucking bit. I wish I could have seen her face because she mean fucking business.
Yeah,
She was not playing.
It's a huge deal because a lot of the times, especially when it comes to like women, right? When you get into these relationships, sometimes it's like the man is in charge of like the money, right?
Yeah.
And so then you have no idea what's going on with the finances and things of that nature. And then let's just say that something happens.
The mortgage don't get paid. He late on the mortgage.
Let's just say something crazy happens. Or like I was reading this article where it was like, financial horror stories, right? And they've been married for 20 plus years and she had no idea what's going on with the finances, right? No idea. She was like, I worked, you know what I'm saying? All the money went to him because he was just better with money, right? Turns out that this man had a gambling issue, blew almost all of their money, right?
Oh my God.
House got foreclosed on,
Oh my
right? Cars
God.
got repoed. And it's like, of course, that's the extreme of things, but it just shows like
But it
you
happens.
have to know what's going on in your household, even if you're not as in depth with it. The intimacy that it takes to sit down with your spouse or your partner and be like, hey, this is where we're at. You know,
Yeah.
this is the goal. So then it's not the pressure just on whether that be the man or the female at the same point in time,
It's
right?
y'all, let's do this together.
Exactly. And that just allows everyone to be on the same page. Because let's say that the husband's not letting the wife know what's going on, but she's out here spending money crazy, right?
Yeah.
And she's blowing money, and now he's stressed, right? And then
Yes.
now the household's stressed because it's about money.
Yeah.
But if you are sitting down and being transparent about your partner, letting them know, like, hey, listen, things are a little tight right now, right? This is what we need to do. Or it's like, hey, this is our goal, right? This is the amount of money that we want to have saved up for the end of
Yes.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's literally about painting that picture and selling the dream to your household and your family of like, this is our goal as a household, as a unit, right? When it comes to money. And that way, everyone's on board.
Yeah.
And there is no secrets. There's no craziness, you know. There's no divorce. There's no breakups. There's no
Right.
stress, right? Because that's what money can be happiness, and money can also bring misery.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the facts on that one. So, have you always been into finances,
Oh,
or
hell
did
no.
you?
Oh,
How did you
no.
get there?
Oh no, girl. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I have, yes, no. I was one of those people that was just super childish when it came to money.
Okay.
Right?
We have some people that are childish when it comes to money.
Right.
And it's okay if
Right.
you're childish because now you're going to listen to This Is For My Ladies with Ashante Bennett. She's going to show you how to be mature with your money.
Yeah.
Listen up.
So, just growing up, it was never, my mom was just like, don't worry about working, right? You know, school is your job. So I never really had to deal with money at that point. You know, I was fortunate enough that, you know, my mom was a single mother of 5, right? But she made it happen, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Shout
story
out
of
to
a,
the single moms that
you
be
know,
making it happen.
making it happen. And so I never really had to worry about money. And it was kind of like a privilege. Like, you know, like my Nana would give me money, you know, my grandfather, you know, I wasn't spoiled, but I was like, you know, I was taken care of a little bit,
Yeah.
right? So I never really I understood it, but I didn't take the value of money seriously because it wasn't really talked about in my household. I knew we really didn't have a lot, but I also knew like it really wasn't my problem, if that made sense,
Yeah.
right?
Of course.
And
yeah.
so, you know, I would work and things of that nature, but it just really was a priority. I knew I'd make money and then I could spend it and then I'd make some more, right? And then I joined the military. And it was kind of the same thing where like me and my girl, we go out all the time, right? And first and 15th, we knew that money's gonna come around, right? We had no responsibilities, like a car note, no rent whatsoever, right? And then it came a point when it was just like, I have nothing to show for like this amount of time that I'm doing with my money, right?
Yeah.
Just being done with my money, getting credit cards, like, you know, being so foolish, right?
Yeah.
And then when me and my partner at the time decided to have our child together, it was just like, oh, I need to get my shit together because how can I bring a kid into this world and I'm not being responsible? You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds good, you know, like, oh, having a kid, things of that nature. But when it came down to me really looking at like myself and being like, are you even fit to be a parent right now?
Yeah.
Right? Like the idea of having a kid is super dope, you know, it's amazing. But are you ready for what comes with that?
And that's why I tell people all the time when they was like, oh, you 30, you single, you don't have no kids. I'm like, I don't want to bring no child, no debt.
And that's
I'm trying to
real.
get myself out of debt. I was like, I want to be completely out of debt before I start having kids, or at least married, and he knows that I'm trying to get out of debt before I start having kids because I just don't want to bring a child into that.
That's
I
real.
do not.
That's real. That's super real. So that made me really be like, okay, let me get my ducks in a row as far as like my money goes. But I really didn't know what I was doing. And then my boyfriend at the time, he was doing real estate. And so then he started getting into finance. And then he would just come home or whatever and like drop little gems on me here and there. And I was like, you know what? This is something that everyone really needs help with, right?
Yeah.
Because my story, like the way I grew up, the way my mom, you know, did things, a lot of people have similar stories, right? So it's just like finance is the root of a lot of issues. You know, it's
Yes.
the root of a lot of people's problems. So if I help other people empower them when it comes to finance, especially Black people, it's literally breaking those generational habits and allowing us to kind of see that, you know, we can get back to the way we were before, you know, integration happen and all that other
Yeah.
stuff, you know? So
Right.
it was super important to me to be able to get my shit together and then in turn be able to help other people get their shit together too.
Absolutely. How does it feel like, once working with somebody that probably was in a situation where they didn't know financial freedom or, was, afraid and feared their finances for them to kind of step in and be like, okay, I'm making a commitment, I'm making a priority, I want to get my shit together, I want to raise my credit score, and then it come to you and months later it's that success story. Like, how is that for you?
I love it so much. Like, it is super rewarding to see the excitement on people's faces when they realize, like, or even when I'm going over their finances and they see that they actually have a lot more money left over than what they thought at the end of the month, and helping them literally like budget out what they really should be doing with their money, how they should be investing their money, how they should be saving their money, right? What they should be doing as far as to make sure that they stay on track. Because you've had a bad habit for such a long time. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to kind of get yourself together when it comes in terms of that. It's absolutely rewarding because the clients that I work with, they're family. Because, like I said, like finance is super, super intimate.
Yes.
So for you to allow me into essentially like your financial bedroom, like it's very exposing, you know? And so it's super rewarding that people trust me to be able to do that. And I absolutely love it. And I always make sure that they know, like, hey, I'll get calls like randomly or text messages randomly like, hey, can I spend this on this or should I do this, right? And it's amazing that people like will even decide to come to me and trust me with that, you know? It's something that I definitely don't take lightly at all.
Decisions.
Yeah, something I don't take lightly at all. It's a blessing, really.
That's amazing. So I want to get my shit together. Like, I want to get it all the way together. So budgeting, I think that's probably like a lot of people's biggest issue is they don't know how to budget because, like you said, almost 75% of people spend what they earn, and that's because they probably don't have a clear budget of what they should be spending their money on and how they should be spending their money. So touch on like budget and just the importance of one.
The importance of budgeting is it's so important. Like, goodness gracious. Like, it's just, first of all, you think about it. If you're making, $50,000 a year, right? And you're spending 45 of that, right? What are you doing really?
Yeah.
So I think that's a loaded kind of thing when it comes to budgeting. I think it's really just kind of really deciding, hey, I'm going to allow myself to be smart about my decisions, essentially, right?
Okay.
So if it's like, I know that's like a really loaded question, but it's not though.
Yeah.
So the importance of budgeting, like it's essentially just making sure that you're not living beyond your means. I think that's the biggest issue is that people live beyond their means.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like people living, like we said in the beginning, trying to keep up with the Joneses and living above their means, and then also kind of where I was about to say, but it's just kind of like telling your money where to go.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing because I know I talked to a friend and I was like, I feel like I have a very unhealthy relationship with money.
Ooh,
and when I looked at it like that, because it's just like I have a poor relationship with it because it's like I get it, I spend it, or I'm saving it, or I'm not properly like investing. But then I'm just trying to figure out, okay, well, you don't have a lot of money, so you have to pay this and you have to do that. Okay, you have this left over, and then the whole thing coming in where pay yourself.
Pay yourself first.
Pay yourself, exactly. So it's like I have the idea to do the whole financial thing. I'm just not doing it.
So I love that you said that relationship with money. So it's just like therapy, essentially, right? You have this unhealthy relationship with just your habits, right? Or life in general, right?
Yeah.
It's literally going to like a financial therapist and realizing why you do certain things, those helpful tools to be able to help you see like, okay, you're an impulse spender, right?
See, you know what? That's what we need to call it because again, But then I guess some people still be scared of therapy
Yeah,
too.
true.
But go
Yeah,
ahead.
like that financial therapy and being like, okay, you're an impulse spender, right?
Yeah.
So how about we figure out a way to determine how much money, right? Because clearly that's a habit that you do have, but let's just dial it back just a little bit, right? And then that way we're able to pinpoint, like, let's just say that, you're going to spend just $500, right? A month as far as like, your retail therapy as opposed to spending $2,000. You know what I'm saying?
How do you help people break those financial habits? Because I know, and I read in Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover, it was just kind of like some people are not budging on certain things. Like, I have talked to girlfriends, they was just like, I get my nails done all the time.
They're
I'm not
non-negotiables.
giving that up.
Yeah. And so
I'm not, and I was just like, that's okay, but budget it into, look at me trying to get, I be like, you just got to budget because Dave Ramsey said you got a gazelle and all that stuff.
listen, hey.
But I knew it was certain things that I'm willing to give up that I know I do not have to have in order to do this financial thing.
Yeah.
I know there's certain things that I can give up. Like, for real, I need to go grocery shopping and not eat out. I need to cook my fucking meals.
what you have to do, right?
And
But it's
I
like you
don't
won't
do it. Why?
Yeah. 'Cause we're
Talk to
stubborn.
me. You're the financial therapist. Tell me why we do what we
Tisha,
do.
Okay, so listen.
I'm here.
But yes, it's really, like you said, we know what we're supposed to do, but a lot of times we won't do it. So sometimes it's literally being that person that has to kind of let people know, like, hey, you don't have any money to be doing the things that you're doing. Like, I have to be like kind of that bad guy. And I'm okay with being that bad guy.
I be like, girl, Ashanti, tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Tell me I'm a broke bitch. Tell me
But it's really
tell me I'm gonna get out of this place. Like,
but it's like you have to. Like, I have to let you know, like, hey, listen, it's either getting your nails done or I'm getting out of debt, right? It's certain things that
go get those press-ons.
Right, but a lot of times it's not even like the little things, right? It's not the pedicures, right? It's not, the manicures, things of that nature. It might be the fact that you eat out breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you still go grocery shopping, right? Like, it's just like you're just being very unintentional. You going to get that
Starbucks and you got some coffee in the house.
Right. It's just like being very just irresponsible when it comes to your money, right? Just being unintentional, right? It's very careless. And it's the way that a lot of us live because we live in this quote unquote carefree kind of mentality a lot of the times. Like, YOLO. Fuck it. I'm going to get paid anyway. Like, and it's like, bro, you don't got it like that.
And I was talking to one of my girlfriends, like, I'm a server. Like, so I am literally on a server salary. You already know if I don't go to work, I don't get paid. There's no PTO. There's no FMLA.
Yeah.
There's no none of that. And one of my coworkers, I respect her, mother of 6, on a server salary. And she's the type of person, she's just always like, a couple of me and my coworkers, we get together after work. We might have a little. So she was like giving us, it's 4 of us, including her 4, trying to give us some money. And I'm like, girl, you the one that got 6 kids. Keep your money. And I had to make everybody give her money back.
Yeah.
I was like, you done just said how you done had to go to court and you're a mother of 6. You don't need to be trying to give. She said, so I'm just the type of person. It's just like, I get it back. I give it and I'll get it back. I'm just like, you need to get out of that because there's probably going to be sometimes that it be hard and you might not get it back.
Yeah.
You don't have to be, so I just look out for the people that I love and care.
Look out for yourself first.
Look out for, and I told her, I said, you need to be looking out for yourself and those 6 kids.
That's a fact.
Why you so worried about trying to give us a couple of dollars, and then people who know that be like, oh, no, give it back. Give it back to her.
Yeah,
because
it's about taking care of each other, like, especially we go into like this whole, like, especially like when it comes to Black women, like we want to take care of everybody. Like we feel like we have to be that mother of like everything and everybody. But it's like you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't pour from a broken cup. So make sure that you are whole. Make sure that your household is taken care of first. It's about being selfish, right? Paying yourself first, making sure that you're taking care of your household before you start worrying about anybody else. Like, I'll
Period.
be damned if I'm giving my last when, I don't have anything. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on,
Like,
serve a salary.
but it's
Come
just
on
like,
now.
it's literally being selfish for once,
Yeah.
right? Especially when it comes to Black women. We want to take care of everybody, everything, right? But then who helps the person, that helps everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So it just comes into, like you said, having that better relationship when it comes to money and what that means for your household. Like, what I think people really don't care about money because they have no end goal. They don't really know what the hell they want to do or what they really want out of life.
Wow.
That's really what it is.
Okay, and I guess that goes back to you just saying like your first step is just getting to know that person. What are your passions?
Yeah.
What are your goals? What is it that
Because
you
I need to
want to
figure out what's
do?
going to motivate you to even want to budget, right? Because if you're just like, oh, it's whatever, you're not going to really care because you
Yeah.
have no like end goal, right? You don't really care, right? Whether it's like opening up a business, right? Or getting your own studio, right? Or something like that.
Yes.
Like talking to entrepreneurs, especially like this is all on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have, a job that, is going to pay you a salary, right? So why is it so important for you to start worrying about your money right now, right? Why is it good to start worrying about investing? Why is it so good to worry about budgeting? What are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
Right? You trying to send your kids to school? You trying to do this and that?
Right. And I think for me, I guess to answer your question, although you weren't like figuratively
I'm talking to
answering.
you, girl.
But yes, I think for me, I know like although I don't have any kids right now, I know that when I do have children, I want them to be okay.
Leave that
I don't
legacy.
I want to leave that legacy. I don't want to feel like, I was struggling to raise some kids or, living paycheck to paycheck to feed a child. I
'Cause
don't
they expensive as hell,
want
girl.
to go I don't want to feel that. And it's so crazy because I know like growing up, a lot of us, I talked to a lot of my girlfriends and we did not know that like we were poor.
Girl,
We
no
had
idea.
no idea that we were living in poverty. Like, and I be telling people all the time, I'm like, bitch, I am like one goddamn cup of ramen noodles away with a sign up.
And because we would, like I said, like their parents would never let us know that, right? It's because you want to make sure that you're like, showing
a
good
child
face.
is being a child.
Exactly, because you don't want to put that burden on a kid.
Yeah.
But that goes into just like I want to commend you for that, not wanting to bring a kid into a situation that like I'm not able to give you the best that I want to give you, right?
Yeah.
So that's really amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't think that way, and some people just don't realize how fucking expensive kids are. Like,
Yeah, I know kids are expensive. I know they are. That's why I was just like, I have to be out of debt. I want to at least go ahead and start because I have not paid Sally Mae a dime. Well, no, I ain't. A dime. A dime since December 2013.
ooh, sis.
Girl, I know. They done closed them accounts on me. They be garnishing my taxes and all of that stuff.
Oh, they're
or
gonna get their
whatever.
money.
They gonna get their money.
Student loans are not gonna play about your money. That's something they gonna get you on that.
Yes. So, and that's just stuff that I just need to stop being afraid to call these people and have a conversation with them and all that stuff because I'd be like, disputed won't me. It wasn't me. First you saw me on a camera. It wasn't me. But I got your signature. It wasn't me. Like, no, it won't me. I don't know. I didn't open that. But yes, I know for me, especially talk 30 to me, like I'm in my 30s now. Like these are conversations that I want to have. Me personally, as a Black woman, as a single woman, as a 30-year-old, like I don't want to be afraid of having that conversation about my finances. I don't want to be afraid of having, unhealthy relationships with money. I don't want to be like that because if I feel like I'm deserving of everything and I deserve the money and all that stuff, why am I even deserving of it and I am not treating it well and I have no healthy relationship with it? So it becomes pointless. It becomes pointless. Right, because again, I'm not doing the right mature things because like you said, childish relationships with money. And I just don't want that. So what would be some tips like, for people who are listening, people who, are kind of like where I am, like, or, at that place where they're afraid to talk about to a financial therapist. They're afraid to kind of give up that, whatever it is. What are some tips, for people to get out of that place and to step into financial freedom?
What are some tips? Man up, man. I'm serious.
Period.
Like, you're gonna have
Number one,
to.
man the fuck up.
I'm telling you, so many times people are so apprehensive about moving forward. But if you gonna stay exactly where you are,
people feel okay with being comfortable and stagnant.
right? And that, you know what? For those people, well then, how about this? For those people that are scared or, apprehensive or okay with exactly where they are, at least, look over your finances, right? Go through your bank statements, write down how much money you're spending a month on, like eating out, how much money you're spending out on drinks or alcohol or, like groceries, your monthly expenses, your bills, right? Looking at your credit cards, looking at those interest rates, right? Paying attention to that kind of stuff. Look at that. The people that are serious, the people that really do, want to be like, you know what, I need to get it together, right? But I don't know exactly what I need to do. Like, that's cool, but I need more. I need actual, like, guidance as far as that. Then sit down with your girl, and I got you, Sit down with someone that you trust, right? That's a professional, right? To be able to help you get a real GPS, right? To be able to kind of see
Financial GPS.
where you need to be at.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It really is. Doing it yourself, it's like, it's different. Like when you try to do your hair yourself, right? You silk press yourself, and then you go to professional, right? It lays a little bit different.
Come on now.
It's
exactly.
the same
They just got the sauce and the drip.
It's
so
just
you know
something.
what?
It's something different.
Exactly.
It hits a lot
I'm
different.
with you. You got any appointments open for tomorrow?
Girl, actually, I do.
Check. I'm coming. What do I need to bring? Like, yeah. So what is that? So when a person comes down to sit with you, what do they need to bring? What should they bring?
What I would advise them to bringing is any kind of investment material that they do have, right? Whether that be you have like an existing life insurance policy, whether that be, you have information, whether you have like your 401k or your IRA or your 403b, like those kind of paperworks, right? Or if you have them on your phone, right? A lot of people just have it on their phone. Literally, honestly, a lot of stuff is on your phones, especially where you spend your money at, right? Because we go over like your finances, right? It gets super, super intimate. So literally going over that kind of things. And like, and honestly,
I bet some people be sitting there crying, don't they?
some people it's more so crying because they're finally getting help. It's like it's like a cry of relief. I never get the cries of like, oh, I'm fucked. It's more so like, God, thank God I'm finally doing this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. But just come with an open mind, an open heart, and realize that it's like, it's okay.
Yes, it is okay, y'all. It's okay. We can't build financial wealth, financial freedom if we don't even just talk about our finances. And you don't have to talk about your finances to your friends. Talk to a professional. Talk to somebody that really knows what they're doing, that this is their business, because you can talk to somebody and they'll tell you what not to do and how you should do it when there are ways that you probably should be doing it. So like investments, I guess now with Bitcoin and all that other stuff, what do you say? Like, what is, I guess, your professional standpoint on like investments?
So what I will say is invest in yourself first, honestly. So a lot of the time, like those like Bitcoin, doing all that kind of stuff is really, really great, right? But is your household taken care of? That's what I always ask people first, right? It's like, is your household taken care of first? A lot of people, when you start talking about investing in yourself and life insurance and those kind of things, people roll their eyes and be like, oh, here you go again, right? But if you're not taking care of your household, right, and we all know that, death is
Real.
It's guaranteed. You know what I'm saying?
It's real.
It's guaranteed. So then
Nobody
you're
is
leaving
immune from it.
at all, right? And so it's like, if you're not making sure that your household is taken care of and you pass away, and you're leaving them with nothing. You're leaving them with the sadness of you gone, and with a lot of your bills.
And a bunch of accounts on, look, what is it, on Facebook, GoFundMe.
Right,
A
exactly.
bunch of posts.
Like exactly. And GoFundMe is it's not a plan, right? Fish fries are not plans, right? Like
Them selling parties, okay?
right.
And
And
the
it's
fish fry, girl.
listen, and it's real.
I
Like you
love
see it all the time and
within the black community.
it's so crazy. And it's
Within the
just
black
like and
community.
I've seen so many, right? And I looked on GoFundMe like a couple weeks ago and you see so many GoFundMes, right? And it's like for funerals. And they've been posted up for like months. And it's only like maybe $100 or $200 or it's not enough. So this is literally what they're trying to use to bury this person, and people are not donating because how many times do you see a GoFundMe link? At least every like 10 scrolls, at least.
Yeah.
So it's realizing that that's not a life insurance policy. That's not
So
guaranteed.
how easy is it to just get a life insurance policy?
Honestly, it just depends upon yourself, right? Because there are different kinds of life insurance policies, right? And it all determines also on what it is that you're looking for, what your household is, because no household is the same,
Okay.
right? And so one thing that I definitely do love about what I do and the amazing people that I do work with is that it's all tailor made specifically for you and your household, right? So it's not like, oh, this is what you're gonna get, this is what you're gonna get. Everyone gets the same kind of thing, right? It's really figuring out what's your finances look like, right? What are you going to be leaving behind as far as like debt goes, or what we definitely do is sit down and literally break everything down to you when it comes to the different options for you, and then you get to make the educated decision if you want to move forward or not, right? Instead of me just kind of throwing big numbers at you and throwing like complicated things. I love the fact that we break it down Barney style, because that's how I learn, right?
Okay.
And because a lot of, big companies, they love to kind of like confuse you with big words and, like do too much, then you don't even understand what you have and the importance of what it actually is, know? So I will say that it's if you go onto www.ourleadershipgroup.com and you can
Our OUR. Our leadership.
RLD leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, so our leadership group. So the letter R, leadershipgroup.com.
Okay.
Yes, that will definitely, and you can like kind of see what it is exactly that we kind of do, right? And some people can book an appointment on there, right? Put your information in and get with somebody that'll literally sit down and break everything down for you, help you see what it is that you're trying to do, what you want to do, what are some of the goals that you do have for you and your household, and we'll take care of you.
Okay.
Take care of you like family.
I need to figure out my little budget because
Okay.
I'm a 30-year-old. I still live at home with my grandma and I'm still broke. Like
Listen. After we gonna sit down. We gonna talk.
figure this
Oh, yes. We
out.
gonna figure
Like
it out.
I want to do it. I really, really want to do it. And I think my biggest goal, like, is to just get out of debt. And then my biggest debt right now is my student loans. I know I need to pay that off. Like, I think I had looked it up, but we'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll definitely talk about it. I mean, of course, I don't mind talking about it to you all and all that stuff or whatever, but I'm talking to a financial therapist, okay, that's going to help me because I want it. I want to do it. And I encourage other women, men that are listening to This Is For My Ladies to do it too. If you know a financial advisor, if you don't have one, hit up Ashante.Bennett on Instagram. So just spell it for us.
It's ASHANTE.Bennett, BENNETT.
And hit her up. If you have any financial questions, if it's anything that you've been wanting to know, like about life insurance policies, or are they even able to hit you up like anything about, I guess, figuring out money like for mortgages or any all that
Yeah,
good stuff?
all that financial stuff. Looking at getting college funds set up for your kids, like all that kind of stuff. Anything finance related, definitely. And if I can't specifically help you, I know someone that will be able to help you with what you need.
Absolutely. So make sure you all hit her up for any of your financial questions. She is amazing. And this is one thing that I can say. Like, I definitely appreciate you. When you reached out to me, it's just like, we were in contact, but you never seemed pushy.
Yeah, no.
And I appreciate that because I'm like, God damn, like I'm gonna just show up because she is like really pushing me. But because sometimes even that scares people
Mm-hmm.
away. So is there, because when it comes like, because people like, okay, so I get a financial advisor. What's the catch? What I gotta pay a month? Is there a fee for your services?
No, there is not actually because of the company that I
What?
because of the
What, y'all should be blowing up her DM after this,
yeah.
because some people be like, okay, I'm trying to get out of debt and you want me to pay, but
Oh yeah,
I'm not.
and that's the amazing thing about the company that I work for, Transamerica, right? Is the fact of the matter that it's no family left behind. So how can
I
I
went
help
to a
you?
meeting with a Miss, what is it, Whitehead or something?
I don't know who that
Okay,
is.
we'll talk.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we'll talk.
But it's more so just realizing that, okay, how am I going to help you get financially empowered, right? Help you get in your finances when I'm in your pockets too, right? Now, I know some financial advisors, right, that do charge, right? And that's because of that's their, their situation,
Yeah.
but as far as what we do, we're in the privileged position to not have to charge our clients to sit down and to be able to help them. So that's one thing
I
that
am
really I
on
love
my
about it.
way. Once we finish this, tomorrow after I post my podcast, because this will be up, every Tuesday. This is for my ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, after I post this, it's on and
All right.
popping. Do
All
you hear
right. All right.
me? It is on and popping. Like, it's just something that I want to do that is extremely, extremely important to me. And it has been for a couple of years. But of course, just
Timing is everything. That's all it
timing is
is.
everything.
That's all it is.
And
It's just about timing.
and it's been fears. It's been like, oh, but I want to still
We just gotta change
go
our
out
relationship,
and
right? Because people feel like if I do this, I can't go out. They feel like it's gonna be super. I have to stay at home and not do anything. So it's like we have this
yes,
stigma when
because
it
Dave
comes
Ramsey
to
make
it.
it seem like you sit in the house with no furniture, eating a can of beans and stuff. Like, don't nobody want to be sitting in the house in a dot with a can of beans. But
Right.
hey,
Right,
if
but
you got to, you got to do what you got to do. You
there's
got to do
certain
what you got to
sacrifices that you do,
do.
like the people do have to make, right? Some people make a lot more sacrifice than others because they might have bigger goals or a lot more discipline than other people.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right, but that just depends upon it's not a one size fits all when it comes to finance. It's not at all.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I think that's what people have to realize is that just because this person you see them, they're not going out, they're doing this, they're doing that. That's their decision.
That's what they're doing.
Exactly. Does not mean that that's something that you have to do, right? Because not everyone has the same discipline, right?
Yeah.
At all. Because I'm telling you, I'm doing the 75 hard, girl, and
Yes.
that
Okay.
is-
So you were telling me about the 7-5 hard, and I said I want you to talk about it. So explain what the 75
75 hard.
75 hard.
Yes.
Explain what that is.
So, Andy Frisilla, he has a podcast, and he's a crazy guy, right? And he was talking about just this discipline kind of program, right? And it was talking about how we need to get a lot more discipline, not only physically but also mentally as well.
Okay.
So he came up with this plan, this challenge of 75 days straight, right? So 75 days straight, you have to work out 2 times a day
Okay.
for 45 minutes. One of those workouts has to be outside. No alcohol whatsoever. No cheat meals. You have to be on a diet plan.
Okay.
You have to take a progress picture every single day, and you have to drink a gallon of water every single day.
Okay.
And if, let's say that you need to do that before you go to sleep and read 10 pages of a book every single day. And if you don't do that, right, by the time you go to sleep, you have to completely start over from day 1. Now, I'm on day 66 now.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because I can't go back to day 1. Like, that's really the motivation of it. And it's been challenging. I'm fucking tired of drinking water, and be honest with you, right?
Oh my God.
And these outside workouts are getting super real, that the weather's getting super shitty.
Yes. What have you been doing? What time do you do this? How do you do this as a single mom and then doing finances and stuff? How?
I literally will wake up at 5 in the morning, right?
Okay.
And do my outside workout like that. I'll do it outside around my gym, outside of my apartment, I'm sorry. Because it's just like, I'm not doing it late at night because we already know what's going on. I don't got time for that, right?
Yeah.
And so I'll do it at 5 a.m. Then I'll go get into the house, shower, get ready, get my daughter ready, go to school. I'll go to work, get off work. head to the office, sit with some clients, do my thing. And then at nighttime, then I do my last workout. And then, yeah.
I'm
You
so
make time
proud
for
of
things. Yeah, it's like
you.
it's definitely helped me realize how much time I do have, but also helped me realize like how fucking powerful I am too. Like,
Wow,
yeah,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I definitely, I'm over it, but I got 8 days left, but it's definitely
So
super,
after
super
those 8
amazing.
days, then what?
I'm gonna. I'm still honestly. I'm still going to do probably 2 workouts a day, just not the one outside.
Okay.
Reading every single day has definitely been like super.
How many books have you been able to read?
I have read 4 now. I'm about to start my 5th one. I'm starting Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. So that's the one I'm starting up soon, and yeah, it's amazing. It's trash, like, but in a good way, right? Like it's
Yeah, I mean, because again, you're really pushing yourself probably harder than you probably push yourself, and it's
I've lost a lot of like I've lost some weight. I'm getting like fine. Getting on this dating scene, so it's like getting real.
yeah. And
But
you look amazing.
thank you,
You
thank
look
you,
so good. How much weight
thank
have you
you.
lost?
I've lost like 10 pounds. Yeah,
That's
like, but it's
good.
like mostly like I'm getting muscle at this point.
Okay.
Like just really toning up and things of that nature. Trying to get
Got you.
build this body in the wintertime. So summertime, watch out.
Period. Okay. Because what they say, your summer bodies are made in the winter, and she getting it on with that 75 hard. Okay.
When you gonna start?
Girl, I'm gonna start. Shit, I might start tomorrow. Like,
I'm gonna send you
look,
stuff.
right after I finish this bottle of Hennessy and VSOP that you give me with, I'm gonna start right after I finish. I'm gonna sip slow because I feel like I'm gonna finish it tonight. Oh my God. But anyway, I just want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you
I
for
know
having me.
I'm definitely gonna bring you back because I definitely want to tomorrow.
And we can talk about like your process, right? So you can be transparent about your process
I
and
want to.
everything.
I want to be transparent, so I would definitely want to invite you to come back up here.
Okay, definitely.
We'll talk about because I'm pretty sure by the time you get up here, I'm probably gonna definitely motivate and dedicate myself to something. I don't know if it's gonna be 75 hard. It might be 21 hard. Like, let me start somewhere.
Yes.
But yeah, I definitely want to start somewhere, and you have given me just the motivation, like to just do it, to sit down with somebody, and that's what I encourage. My listeners. Sit down with somebody. If you listen to me week after week or whenever you listen, it's always like this is for my ladies is to benefit you. It's to benefit the lady that's within you. It's to benefit the lady that's in me because I'm not about to get up here and talk about something that I know that I'm not willing to practice or I'm not willing to do or something that I haven't already done or, just speaking on it. So I want to thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for sharing, this financial literacy, about financial freedom. Like you said, the financial bedroom. That's what I might even name this podcast, the financial bedroom. Like, it's just so important. It's so important for us to understand budgeting, to understand paying ourselves, to understand, the importance of making sure that when we leave from here that we're not posting up on a GoFundMe and our bodies is just sitting for however long because we couldn't raise enough money. Is there anything that you want to share, that you want to say before we go? Like anything that a gem that you want to leave? I know you just left HU. So even if you want to just give that little spiel where you were talking about to your financial students, like just give us something before you go.
I do want to just say thank you so much. I absolutely love your podcast. It allows that kind of that transparent space for like women to, it's to be authentic, I definitely do
Yes.
love that a lot. This is something that's definitely needed. And so thank you so much for
Oh,
that.
thank you.
But I will say, especially like ladies, we're already super powerful, right? Already know what it is that we want, right? Already know the power that is within us. But now it's time to just take a little bit more control. You have to understand the power in you. You have to understand that you can do anything. The only limitations that you have are the ones that you put on yourself. And that let's just boss up, honestly. That's all I really want to
Yes,
say. It's
y'all.
time. It's
It's
time.
time. Come on, we already have like a month and a half left before 2020. Let's go into the new year. Whatever your New Year's resolutions are, fuck them. What we about to do is we about to start a lifestyle. It's about to be a lifestyle. So before the new year, find out what it was. Find out how your year, the prior months went for you, so that going into 2020, that again you're bossing up, that you are becoming so well rounded in everything within yourself, mentally, financially, that you're in your bag, that you in somebody bag, but most of all that you are in your bag, so that you have a secure future, because your future isn't dependent on anybody else but what you do and how you pave the way for yourself, okay? So again, I want to thank my special guest, Miss
Thank you.
Ashante
Thank
Bennett
you. Thank you. Thank
Bennett
you.
for coming on. This is for my ladies podcast. If y'all have any questions about anything, if you want to know anything, make sure you hit her up about any of your financial, fears or goals, or if you've been hesitant, explain that. Explain, what it was that happened, but just get to the bottom line of it, and that's just getting your money right. And don't be scared, okay? Because
Don't
I
be
ain't
scared.
scared
We're all
because I'm.
family. Don't be scared.
Come on
We're
now.
all family.
All right, y'all. So this is for my ladies. Make sure you all listen to, subscribe, like, share, all of that great stuff. Don't forget, I am on 11 streaming platforms. So wherever it is that you listen to your favorite podcast, make sure you turn me up, okay? So this is for my ladies. Every Tuesday, catch me at Desire Dance tonight. We are getting into the morning with Tiana Taylor and Kalani, okay? All right, y'all. So this is for my ladies, Miss Ashante Bennett, and we are out.